for write equations in a line. Here's your vocabulary, things you need to know. Point, slope, form. You need a point, and you need a slope. Point, slope, form. So the formula is y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1, where you will only be filling in the y sub 1, the m, and the x sub 1, because that is your point and your m is your slope. So it says, if we read right here, it says, write equation given the slope and the y-intercept from this graph. So first of all, we need to know our point. Well, look at this. They gave me a point of 0, 1. Now we need to know our slope. Let's find our slope. A couple ways you can find slope. There's this lovely 2 here. No idea what that means. But we go down and over till we hit another point. So we started this point. We went down 1, 2, 3. We went down 3 and over 2. Down is negative, okay, over 2 to the right. So down and over, our slope is negative 3 over 2. Because remember, we go rise, which is along the y-axis, and run along the x-axis. So we have our point, we have our slope. We use our formula. Y minus, well, something goes in there, equals my m times x minus, now something goes in here. Well, let me color code for you, please. Here we go. Our y sub 1 is right here, goes in here. Our x sub 1 is the 0, goes in here. Our m goes in here. So let me fill in. This would be 1, this would be negative 3 over 2, this will be 0. Now you solve, and you eventually want to get it into y equals mx plus b form. We'll go to standard form at some point, but the first thing you do is distribute. So you get y minus 1 equals a negative 3 halves x, and negative 3 halves times 0 is just 0. Don't care if you put plus or minus. Add the 1, y equals negative 3 halves x plus 1. Now you know your slope is negative 3 halves, and you know your b is 1. Is that the graph? Or 1 from the y-intercept, we go down 3 and over 2. That's good. All right, let's fill in our chart over here. Let's fill in our chart. There's some stuff, fill it in. Let me see, I'm having a hard time. Is it all there? Okay, it's all here. So what does it say? It says use, writing the equation of a line, it says, use the slope-intercept form given the slope m and the y-intercept, use the equation y equals mx plus b. And it says use point-slope form given the slope and a point, use the equation y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. And then lastly, it says use 2 points given x sub 1, y sub 1, and x sub 2, y sub 2. First, you use the slope formula. Oh, we're going to do this. Then you use point slope form with either given point. We're going to do that. All right, let's turn the page. Here we go. What does it say? Write an equation of a line passing through 2, 1 and has a slope of 2. So my point is 2, 1. So this is x sub 1, y sub 1. My m is 2. Again, we're filling in y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. So we have to fill in this, this, and this. And they are clearly labeled up here. This minus sign is in the formula. We're only filling in this 1. The m is 2, x minus, this minus sign is in the formula. We're filling in the 2. So you distribute first. So y minus 1 equals 2x minus 4. You add the 1, so y equals 2x minus 3. There it is. Moving along. Now, this one let's read. It says, write the equation of a line that passes through the point negative 1, 1 and is parallel to and perpendicular to y equals negative 2x plus 3. What you're saying to yourself, hopefully, I don't have a slope. I have a point. Here's my point. My point is negative 1 and 1. But what's my slope? I don't know. Well, if we look at this right here, we know it's in y equals mx plus b. And if you look closely, right to this point right here, that is your slope. It's your m is negative 2. Now, if it's the same slopes are parallel. So this would be same slopes are parallel, so we want the same slope. So if it's negative 2, it's negative 2. That means we're finding the parallel line here. Okay, so you simply say y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1, right? So y, here's my y sub 1, minus 1 equals m. Oh, we know what our m is. What's our m? Our m is negative 2 times x minus x sub 1 is negative 1. Again, when you have two negatives side by side, remember, they turn into a positive. So distribute your negative 2. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Add your 1. And y equals negative 2x minus 1. So remember, because they have the same slope, this is your parallel line. If we graph this and we graph the one they gave us, they're going to be parallel. Now if we want our perpendicular line, we have to flip the slope and change the sign. Alright, so that means if my slope is negative 2. Now this little symbol I'm going to write that looks like an upside down T. Right now I just wrote it. That means perpendicular. My perpendicular slope is, if I put this over 1 and flip it to 1/2, change the sign, it's negative. This is now positive. I found the perpendicular slope. So now I have the slope I'm going to use, boxed it in. And my point, well, what's my point? My point is still negative 1, 1. It's still the same point they gave us in the problem. We fill in y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. We fill it in. So y minus 1 equals our slope of positive 1/2 times x minus a negative 1. Remember, don't forget to turn that to positive. So we have y minus 1 equals 1/2x, because I multiplied. And then 1/2 times 1 is just plus 1/2. We add our 1 over, and we get y equals 1/2x plus 1 and 1/2. Here's my perpendicular line. What are we perpendicular to? We're perpendicular to the formula they gave us. Sorry, let me move this over. Okay, it says, write the equation line through 3, 1, and 2, 2. Okay, that passes through the point. So this is our, we're going to need this in a minute. But the first thing you do is find slope. How do you find the slope? Well, you say m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So we're going to label them. So we have the point. 31, we have the point, 2, negative 3, so x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2, and we plug in. So this will be negative 3 minus 1 over 2 minus 3. Double check, y to y, x to x. We're good. This will be negative 4 over negative 1, or simply a positive 4. So you know your slope is 4. This is where now they want you to use this point to find your equation y. So we know our point is 3, 1. We are now going to use, so step 1 is find the slope. Step 2 is use point slope form. And plug in. So we're going to have y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1, right? So y minus 1 equals 4, because that's our slope, times x minus 3. Distribute, so y minus 1 equals 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. We add the 1, and y equals 4x minus 13. So here is our equation of the line. So first you have to find the slope, then you have to use the point they gave you, and then you have to plug into point slope form and solve. All right, let's do the checkpoint. I'm going to pause, you try it, and then come back and look at the answer. Okay, I changed my mind because I want to make sure you know how to find the slope. Your point is 0, negative 3. Your slope, we're going up, what? Oh, up 2 and over 3. So we went up 2 and over 3, and remember it's rise over run, so our slope is 2/3. You put it into y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. So y minus a negative 3 equals 2/3 times x minus 0. Y plus 3 equals 2/3 x. Subtract the 3. You get y equals 2/3 x minus 3. So here's our formula. Then over here, this is the easy one. They give you the slope is negative 2. They give you the point is 1, 5. You say y minus 5 equals a negative 2 times x minus 1. Y minus 5 equals negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 1 is a positive 2. You come back over here and add the 5 to both sides, and y equals a negative 2x plus 7. There's your formula. Another parallel and perpendicular line. I'm going to do these two in